Welcome to
Half Past Cha.
Alrighty, let's do this. Well, you good?
Yummy.
So, I can't believe we made it this far. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
That's crazy.
The first one did great.
So, we actually came up with an intro this time, okay? The first one was really good.
Yeah.
The first one was great, and this one's getting even better. Who are we? The intro. This is a husband and wife podcast, and we're going to be talking about life, our experiences of being married, and being an interracial couple. I don't know if you can tell. If you're watching the video, you could probably tell. But if you're not watching the video, my skin's brown, her skin's white. And so I'm Indian, she's American, and we're going to be talking about that, okay? Our podcast is called Half Past Cha because we're currently drinking cha at what we call Half Past Cha. Welcome. So, as you can see, we've changed seats. Hallie, why did we change seats?
Well, you see, we had to change sheets because... Sheets.
We had an argument about changing sheets
We
today.
were supposed to change the sheets today. I guess it's still on the top of my mind. So anyways, we changed our seats because I guess last time when we picked the last seating arrangement when I was over there, I didn't realize that I was going to be conversing with Saketu in this way. And guys, this is my better side. So I have to have my better side facing you, but also on the camera. So hence we switched seats. I've been thinking about it all week. We did it today.
Well, I think both sides are your good sides. Just saying. But anyways,
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So today we're going to be talking about the fusion of cultures and how we had an American-styled wedding and an Indian-styled wedding. So it's just going to be a big old wedding conversation today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about both of them and how crazy but amazing those few days were.
Oh, yeah. So before we go into that, I just want to make sure you guys are subscribed to Half Past Cha on YouTube or you follow us on Spotify or Apple Music. Yep. We're now on Apple Music.
So many platforms.
Sorry, Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcasts, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
okay.
we did this because we want everybody to listen. So we have many different ways that our users can access our podcast.
Yes. And if you could, and you like us, leave us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcast. It helps out a lot. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like the video because it absolutely helps the algorithm immensely.
Yes, that's fact.
And of course, the last thing I'm going to mention about following and stuff is follow us on our Instagrams and TikToks. We post daily. Just wanted to make sure that you guys do that because, we had some good content, right, Hallie?
Yeah, we have some good content, and it's amazing that our name is so unique that we were able to snatch that username up on all those platforms, and nobody's taken it. So
it's pretty crazy.
Us. Yeah.
So, with that out of the way, this podcast is sponsored by my main channel. I thought I was going to stop saying, subscribe, but make sure you subscribe to my main channel on YouTube. I've been working on it for 10 years, and I've only got 3,000 something subscribers. But the reason is I was never consistent. So, if you could, I'm being more consistent now. Go subscribe, and that's what this podcast is sponsored by. So, we're just going to start from the beginning. Hallie, what is an American-styled wedding?
Well, really, I guess the best way to explain it is an American wedding. If you think about the different parts, I'm in my mind comparing it to an Indian-styled wedding. So in typical American weddings, you have a ceremony and you have a big reception after. And usually that's all compiled into one day. And then prior to that, if you think about it, you have like the rehearsal dinner, you have stuff to walk through the day before, like how your wedding's going to go. So usually it's like, one full day.
And how long is the ceremony typically last?
Well, for me, I guess, I don't know, they can vary. We had a Christian wedding, so our ceremony was 30 minutes. It was real short, but that can vary based off the different kinds of weddings that people have.
As well as a Catholic wedding. A Catholic wedding would last a little bit longer, at about an hour. So I've done a few of those as well. So that's the differences of different kind of American weddings that could happen, whether depending on the style or religion, I guess.
Religious background.
Yeah, religious background. So now that we got that out of the way, an American wedding is that. What is an Indian wedding? Maybe I should ask that to myself. Maybe I should ask that question to myself.
So Saketu, now you tell us about Indian weddings.
Okay, so an Indian wedding is a celebration. Okay, this is like an absolutely family-oriented celebration. It's like 5 days long. We got some dancing every night. We got a parade to get the groom going into the venue. So it's like a big deal. Okay, I mean, like I feel like Indian weddings are a full week, and they're just absolutely celebrating the entire time. Honestly, I don't know how it started like that, because it gets a little overwhelming, especially if you are the couple
Oh, yeah.
getting married, because like 5 days is a lot. Especially having to feed everybody, having to organize every single event. But overall, that's what, to me, an Indian wedding is: a full-on celebration of the two people getting married. But not only that, but the two families.
Yeah, so that's something important to mention too, is that I would venture to say that American styled weddings are more focused on the couple, whereas I've seen in Indian weddings it's really focused around the family as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say it's more of the marriage of families between each other rather than
Families uniting.
Exactly. That's how I've always seen it, at least. And maybe that's why it takes so long. Maybe that's why it's 5 days, because you got 100 people marrying 100 people, technically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and another thing to mention too, like he was saying, is that I experienced with our wedding is that you have to feed those people, and you're really kind of responsible that, like, people that came to our wedding, you made sure there was a place for them to stay, you made sure there was a place for them to eat, like all these kinds of things that I had no idea about.
yes, it's crazy. Yeah. So you usually provide a place to stay. You provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the days that they're there. So it's a lot for whoever is getting married, and for the parents. It's a lot for the parents.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money in both. Let's be real.
So now that we got American wedding and Indian wedding of what the definitions are to us, we're gonna start with our wedding, and we're gonna start with the first day. So the first day we had BT. We had our dinner rehearsal for the next day, which was the Christian wedding. And then after the dinner rehearsal, we went to Garba. We did
Yes.
Garba. It wasn't, we didn't go to Garba, but we organized an event to do Garba and dance and do do all these
Garba.
things.
It was so fun. I had like the best time ever. That was amazing. So I guess that's important to explain, is that prior to we had 2 full days of weddings, and then the day before that first one even started, we had a full day of events. I mean, it started at like 8 o'clock, 9
Yes.
o'clock.
8
So like
a.m.
we started by PT at like 9 o'clock. I had to be dressed, ready to go. Skate did too. We were getting ready. Then we went to this place, which, shout out, it was amazing, where we had our Indian wedding. And so that's where we did PT. We did that there. And then that all went on. Our friends and family came. We had breakfast / like lunch there, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know what we did after that. I think afterwards, afterwards I went home. Christina, shout out, drove me home. And we hung out for a little bit. We both got ready. And then I guess it was like 5 o'clock somehow. The whole day flew by.
Yeah, that was fast.
And then we went to our rehearsal dinner. And so the first thing we did, we ate first, so everybody be happy. We didn't want anyone to be hangry during the whole process. So everyone met, all of our family, like our immediate family, and then our parties. So like my bridesmaids, your groomsmen. We ate, we had a good time. It was also my mom's birthday, and my mom was working so hard on her birthday to prep for our wedding.
Yeah, it was her birthday, which is crazy.
Yeah, so we had that, and then we went to our venue
Yes.
to do the rehearsal that lasted like 30 minutes. And then we just kind of hung out for a little bit. We're like, oh my gosh, this is really happening tomorrow. It's crazy. Hung out with our friends. And then we went to Garba. We started driving to Garba. You and I drove separately. I had to change in the car. I think I had 3 different outfits that day. And then we went to Garba.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I just realized that not everybody knows what BT is, what the BT ceremony is. So let me explain that real quick. So at the very beginning of the day, before you get married, the reason that we do a BT ceremony, it just means the cleansing and purification of the bride and groom. So me and Hallie did it at the same time because, Hallie's not going to know how to do it on her own. So we did it next to each other at the same time. And so it's like where you put... I don't know what it is exactly, but I call it yellow
like a
stuff.
mixture, yeah.
But it's like turmeric, right? It's like turmeric and a bunch of stuff.
It's kind of like a paste.
It's like a
yellow
paste that you put on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to symbolize, there's the cleansing and purification of the bride and groom before the wedding. Mm-hmm. So we did that So Hallie, we were all purified and stuff and ready to go for the next day.
Yeah.
And after this, we did Gerba, okay? And at this venue, this was a really, it's called the Onyx Event Center, and it was really open and nice. And if you get a lot of people in there, it can get very, 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 very hot, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing Gerba. Hallie's all sweaty. I have a clip of Hallie saying,
My legs are sweaty.
my
I
legs
don't
are
know,
sweaty. I
something
might
like
put
that.
it in here just as a clip.
How are you?
You want to know how sweaty I am right now? Touch my legs. That was just the beginning. Okay, we thought that was hot. Oh, just wait. 2 days later. But anyway, so it's important to note too. So like we're saying we did PT, we did Garba, we did this in one day. Like Saketu said, this normally takes place over 5 days.
Yes.
So we condensed everything.
Yes.
Into
so
3.
This is just the first day. All right. So now
Yeah.
we're done.
That was a
finished
great
the
first
first day, and now we want to go into the second day, technically. So the first wedding day of the Christian ceremony. Okay. We first of all, who woke up first? Let's talk about that. Who do you think woke up first? You did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What time did you wake up?
Like 7:30.
You woke up at 7:30. What'd you
7.
do? What was your first thought when you woke up?
Oh, I just remember being like, well, today is the day. No, but oh my gosh, it was weird. So I woke up, my brother and his wife spent the night. So, oh my gosh, they were both in our wedding party, and I just remember talking with my sister-in-law and being like, wow, this is happening. I was brushing my teeth. I feel like I was keeping my cool pretty well, but I was just nervous, you know, like there's no way that I could go back to sleep or, whatever. So my mom and I decided to take the dogs on a walk. I'm like, oh, a walk is going to ease my mind. It didn't. I think I was silent that whole walk. I was like, I was starting to get real nervous.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
So I woke up at like 9 o'clock. I remember this. I woke up at like 9 o'clock, and I couldn't sleep that night. I was kind of freaking out because me and Hallie see each other every single day. That's just something we used to do. And
Well, we still do now too.
Yeah, well, we have to now. But
You have to?
yeah, we have to because we're just living together.
I know,
So.
yeah.
But it's like I woke up, I had terrible sleep, but it felt like I was like high, right? That's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
You don't feel like it's actually going to happen.
Because I was like out of this, like I don't even know where I was. I didn't know what was happening. But first thing I remember doing was to get ready. I was gonna have everybody come over to this house. It was built. It was brand new, and it was gonna be like the first time of me and Hallie moving in. So everything was like ready. The furniture was ready to go, and so I thought, let's have the groomsmen come over and
chill.
we get ready here. And so we make our way down here, and then as I'm making my way down here, I'm just like, this is probably the last time I ever sleep at my parents' house. Like as a
It's weird.
single person, right? Like this is the last time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it was
like,
the craziest thing. Like but the night before, I didn't realize, oh,
it kind of hits you. Like,
I'm
wow.
not coming back here.
Yeah, and everything's about to change, It's a
Yeah.
big deal. It's a big deal. Like we mentioned in the last podcast, we've lived with our parents our whole lives. We wanted to save money, whatever. But it's like, wow, you wake up on the day of your wedding, you're like, wow, everything's about to change.
Yeah. So I was
Wow.
like, literally everything in my head, all I was thinking about was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy groceries. Not that I do that. Hallie does that. But like these are the things I was thinking right now. Okay. It's like laundry. I have to clean. I have to do all these things. I know.
I know.
I
know what you
understand.
mean.
But like when I was like driving, this is the
You're
things
just-
I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, I am responsible for these things now. This is like
Yeah, sure.
in my head. This is what I was thinking. I was like, oh my gosh. I wasn't really thinking about, oh, I'm about to have a partner to help me do these things. That wasn't in my head at the time. I was just freaking out about the fact that I am responsible adult that has to take care of everything the second we get married. So I was freaking
Yeah.
out a little bit.
It's
My
like-
heart rate was definitely high, but I was excited about the moment.
Yeah, I was excited too. And so you came here, and the guys came here. You guys,
Yes.
you have a fun video that you took. You're like playing music. You're having a good time. You all look great. And so my bridesmaids, Alyssa, my maid of honor, she picked me up last, and Kirsten, and then 3 others, I think. Yeah. And then we went to Starbucks. We got a drink, and Christina had a custom Starbucks cup made for me. It said Bride. I still use it every day. I love it. It's so cute. It's so awesome.
It's a pretty nice cup.
And so we all had these really cute little Starbucks cups. We walked in, they filled them up. They like obviously saw that it said Bride, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're getting married today!" And I said, "Yeah, oh my gosh, it's crazy." And then it kind of started to hit me, and I had coffee, and that wasn't helping my nerves. I think that day I had a pumpkin cream cold brew because I'm not a pumpkin spice latte. I like the pumpkin cream cold brew. So we got our drinks, we headed on our way. We got stopped by a train. The one day I've never been stopped by a train in that area, so we were late. My hair girl was already at the venue. It's because we got stopped by this stupid train. So we're driving there, we get there, and yeah, then we start getting ready. We start having our hair and makeup done. So
Okay, well, I think we've got a pretty good view of our morning. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is what Hallie's getting ready. I'm getting ready with the guys at this house, and we got a pretty good view. So what we want to start doing in the podcast is take breaks between, so we're not just talking the whole time.
Yeah.
So our first break is trivia, Hallie.
okay.
So our first break is trivia. Our second break is a Would You Rather game, and our last break, which will be at the very end of the podcast, is questions of the week. Questions by you watching. So we
Yeah.
asked everybody what questions do you have, and we're gonna go ahead and answer some of them today. So be prepared for that. So first, we're gonna start with trivia. Hallie, are you
All
ready?
right. I mean, I guess I
So
have no idea what these
I'm
questions.
gonna ask you 3 questions, and then I'm gonna give you the laptop, and then you ask me 3 questions. Okay?
All right.
These are absolutely random, and I want everybody at home.
Okay.
Everybody at home, if you guys know the answer, say I know the answer and say it out loud. Okay? I want you. If you're in the train, I know who's in the train right now, but if you're in the train, make sure you say it right out loud. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right? Let's do this. All right. So, first question:
Yes.
which country were the
God.
2010 Winter Olympics held?
2010. It wasn't Beijing, was it?
Winter Olympics.
I
Let me
know.
say that again. Is there
Okay.
snow
Oh,
in
no.
Beijing?
No. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was winter. Did you say winter?
I
Okay.
said winter.
Oh, I must have misheard that.
Do, 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 do.
Oh, now you're making me more nervous.
All right, you got 2 seconds. One.
No. Okay, hold on. I remember because I had the Wii game of the.
Yes, I had the Sonic game.
Yeah, you had the Sonic game too? No
Yeah.
way. Okay. Small world. No, I don't know. I'm on the spot.
Just say a country.
A country, a cold country.
Yes. Come on, I'm not giving you any hints. Come on, just say it.
Wait, can you give me one hint? I can't think right now. I don't know.
The only other country you've ever been to, Hallie.
Canada?
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
My goodness. All right. Are you guys ready for the second question? Okay. So Hallie
Gosh,
did
yeah.
not get that question
All right.
at all.
Okay. Wait. Yeah.
This is a good one. So, what was the first movie by Pixar to receive a rating higher than G in the United States?
Oh, a rating higher than G.
So it was rated PG.
Is it Toy Story?
No, I think Toy Story was the first.
Oh, Toy Story. I think
Was the
it came
first
out
Pixar
in
movie.
'96. Yeah.
So there's a movie that is not rated G.
Is it Finding Nemo?
That's like no.
When did it come out?
I don't know when it came out, but the reason it got a PG rating is because it had action and violence in it.
Toy Story. No, Cars.
No. Okay. So Hallie got this question wrong as well.
What is it?
The answer is The Incredibles. It's the first Pixar movie to receive a
See, I
PG.
beg to differ. I feel like Toy Story has some violence in it, but it's
Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna
All
try
right.
and find an easier question, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so what are the 4 colors used in 4-color process printing? There's no way
Roji
you can get...
Biv.
What?
Right.
No, 4. So when we print paper and we put in those print cartridges.
Yeah.
What
Black,
are-
red, green, blue. No.
You got it. You literally have you ever put in ink into a printer?
No.
You've never.
That's what you do.
Oh my.
Okay, you picked the worst question.
Okay.
People are gonna think I'm so
this-
dumb.
It's cayenne.
So like red.
No, cayenne is light blue.
Cayenne? Like
Yes.
cayenne pepper?
No. Oh my goodness gracious.
Can you ask me cooking questions? I know those.
These are the four. Okay, for the people at home who are answering this: cayenne, magenta, yellow, and black. I thought
How would I get
that was
that?
an easy question.
Okay,
All
'cause you're a tech guy.
So here you go.
Did you? But you picked.
I picked 3 questions. You got all 3 wrong. So I guess I'm gonna win. But here, you get 3 questions. I get 3 questions.
But you
There's
already know what these
regeneration
are.
button in the left on the right.
Okay.
Sorry, and then so you can pick whatever those out of those you can pick one, and then you can regenerate for more questions. But ask me a question, Hallie.
All right. I have one that's going to make you think.
Okay.
How much liquid can be placed in a 10-gallon hat?
How much liquid? Like milligrams, milliliters?
I don't know.
How much liquid? Volume. 10 gallons. Well, there's 2 liters. Let's say
Do the math.
24.
24 what?
I don't know, cups? Liters? 34? 50? 60? I don't know.
Okay. Do you want me to give?
Yeah, what is this?
3/4 of a gallon.
10 gallons is 3/4 of a gallon?
How much liquid can be placed in a 10-gallon hat? 3/4 of a gallon.
What are you talking about?
That's the answer.
3/4, okay, a 10-gallon hat. Mm-hmm. How much liquid can be
Yeah.
put into a 10-gallon hat?
That's what it says. 3/4 of a gallon.
Okay, dumb question. Next question, I got that wrong. Whatever.
Little geography question for you.
Okay.
What is the capital of Ireland?
Stockholm?
No, are you joking?
I don't know where that is.
That's London.
Ireland. Oh, D. It's D. Starts with a D. Correct?
You didn't give me any hints. I'm not giving you any hints.
Oh my God.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is it?
Dublin.
Dublin. Oh my God, that makes me so mad because I knew it. Oh. Okay, next question. People at home, I'm sorry if you think we're stupid, but listen.
It's kind of hard. We're getting caught off guard. I was not ready for this.
Are you guys getting the questions right, or is it just that we're not getting the
Is
questions
it just
right?
us? Do we just not know?
Okay.
Let us
I don't know. Last question, Hallie.
All
What
right.
is it?
All right, since you asked me an Olympic question, I'm going to ask you an Olympic question. Damn it. Simone Biles was the first female gymnast to do what in official competition?
Simone Biles was the first to do what?
What does she do?
She was the first to.
What'd she do in the Olympics, first off?
She was a gymnast, but she was
Okay.
the first to get out, quit. Like,
No. That's
what-
not what I'm asking. Not set a record, but like she was the first to do this cool, amazing thing.
like a double half spin thingy.
Okay, do you give up? Because
No.
absolutely
This is
not
like
it.
the gymnast thing is she did like this cool thing on the little beam.
Yeah, what'd she do?
Yeah, she did like a flip. She did like a double flip.
Do you want me to tell you?
No, she did like a handspring flip.
Okay, I'm going
I'm
to tell you.
trying to
She was the
pretend like
first to land a triple-double.
Triple double. I knew that. See, I knew it.
You were never going to get that.
I knew it, but I didn't know.
Okay, that was 3.
Okay, all right.
This will be better next time. This was rough.
Going back to talking about the wedding, we had just talked about
We went through our morning.
our morning. Yep.
Yeah.
So we just talked about our morning, and now we're going to. Now I'm going to be talking about how I arrived at the venue. So Hallie's already there, getting ready.
Yep.
I just got ready with the boys, and we
The boys.
are getting to the venue. And guess what? We're driving, having a good time. Construction hits us. So we have to go a different direction. A train hits us, and I'm like, Hallie got hit by a train. So
Oh, same train.
We got hit by the train and construction.
Crazy.
So it took us a while to get there, but we made it nevertheless. And when we got there, we went straight to the groom suite. And let me tell you guys, this was the coolest groom suite ever. We had a pool table. We had one of those shuffle things. We had
Shuffleboard, like a mini
yeah,
shuffleboard.
mini shuffleboard. We had a game room with like Xbox, all these things, and a basketball court, which is crazy.
Did you guys hoot before the wedding? Oh, bless. You're scaring Sylvie. Oh, it's she's running away.
All right.
All right.
That was me sneezing, everyone. So,
Bless you.
what did you ask me?
Did you guys hoop before the wedding?
I think I
don't think you did. I think you might have been a little too nervous to hoop. Are you gonna sneeze again? Are you? No! 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 Ah! Sakitu! Ah! Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
I thought
Okay.
I could try and stop it.
All right. We're back.
All right.
Okay, so no, we did not. Actually, I think it's because the basketball courts were actually up.
Oh yeah.
So we couldn't actually play basketball.
Because we were
but-
using that in our reception.
Yeah.
We were putting the food in there.
But
Yeah.
it was nevertheless there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are getting into the venue, and when it really starts hitting me that I'm about to get married is when Ronik actually is like talking to me. He's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready." But in my head,
Wait.
I'm like, no. I'm like, oh God. And this man keeps pressuring me and looks at me. He's like, dude, you're getting married today. You're getting like,
That was the worst when people would say that. Yes, I know.
like I was like, and then after this started happening, like I sat down and I was fine. I was fine for a little bit. And then the photographers came and I was like, oh my God. So they were taking pictures of me in the groom suite and like I couldn't stop shaking my leg. I don't know why. Just couldn't stop shaking it.
Like such.
And it was just very nerve wracking until
and why
we
was it
get
nerve
outside.
wracking?
And then we got outside, and that was a little better. So when we got outside, we started taking pictures. We got some funny pictures. If you haven't already seen some of the pictures we've taken, they're pretty good. So check it out on Instagram.
Why were you nervous?
But it's because I was like my whole family is gonna be there watching me, and Hallie is gonna see me cry.
I see you cry a lot. So.
And, hey now. But my whole family was going to be there. Hallie was going to see me cry. I wasn't going to be able to see Hallie until she walks down the aisle. And so I
we
realized,
didn't do a first look. We did like a first touch. We
Yeah.
held hands.
So I realized all that, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. So I started freaking out a little bit. And the reason I mentioned my family is because this is most of them's first time going to an American wedding, right? And so I was just nervous. I was like, "Oh my gosh, are they gonna enjoy this? Are they gonna?" I don't know why I was thinking about this, but these are things that I actually like thought about. Like what's gonna happen? Are they gonna know what's going on? Blah blah blah. Whatever these things are. So that was making me nervous. And then me going like standing in front of everybody and then being this emotionally vulnerable. Because no one in my family, they've seen me cry, but like I
get it.
am not
It's
like
weird.
emotionally there all the time when it comes to
Or, like,
being in
super
front of people.
affectionate,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. So
I get that.
it's a little different, and so this is why I was like super nervous. What about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it really kind of hit me all that morning. And can I just say, I think we both set a record that day for how much we went to the bathroom before that
God,
ceremony.
don't get me started.
Oh my God.
We're not telling you the venue
There
name
was
because
no,
they had to replace the toilets after we left.
shut up. They did not.
Yeah, those toilets are
Maybe
gone.
yours. I don't know. I just
Well,
I
all
just
I
was
know-
so nervous. I didn't even eat that day. My parents we got food,
Yeah.
I didn't eat it. I was too nervous. I couldn't eat. All I'd had was coffee. It was just right there in my stomach. I thought I was going to be sick all day. I wasn't drinking enough water. Like it was just this whole thing and I was just nervous because oh gosh, I don't know. I am not that great of being in front of a lot of people. Obviously, like when we stream and whatever, that's different. But like anytime, let me give you an example. Anytime in school when I've had to give a presentation, I just am like in another world. I'm so freaked out. So for me to be in front of that many people, we had like 200 people at this wedding. That was a lot.
That's a lot of people.
And to have such an intimate moment, your ceremony's so intimate, and obviously I was going to be crying, and I did a lot. But it's like for such an intimate moment to be seen in front of so many people, it's just so, oh my gosh, that's so scary for me. That was terrifying. I
Yeah.
was freaked out.
Yeah. Yeah, the only other thing is I walk into back to the toilet situation.
Oh my gosh.
I walk in and the toilet was white when I walked in, and then when I left the venue that night,
It's okay too.
that toilet was not white. I'm just saying. Okay.
Stop.
Now we're
Okay,
done.
we're done with
Hallie is talking about how she was nervous. Okay, we'll go
I
back
was
to
real
that.
nervous. Yeah.
And so she was nervous. I was nervous. We're both nervous. And let's go to the ceremony. Okay.
Yes.
This is 10 minutes before we walk out. We get a notification saying, "Hey,
There's been an accident, and
There's
like most
been
of
a
the
freaking
people aren't
accident.
here. And we're like, okay. So we wait. I think we waited 10 or 15 minutes. We didn't wait like that long because we just wanted to go. We didn't want to postpone it any
yeah."
longer.
So we were, first of all, I was thinking about that. I was like, "Oh my gosh, who's not going to be able to make it?" So that's making us more nervous.
Yeah,
there,
like who's not
okay?
going to be here? Oh my gosh.
And
We have so many chairs that aren't filled.
the music starts. Me and the boys walk
The
out.
boys. I like that.
Me and the boys start walking out, and I'm just standing there. I see my whole family. I see Hallie's whole family. And I just start like already there. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm already dead. Like I'm already crying. And it was literally, I have never been so numb to everything. Like I had no, like after I saw everybody, all I could think about was like, Hallie's about to walk out of that door right there. So I'm standing there. I'm already crying, everybody. This is me, like, absolutely, like, freaking out already.
Ronak was like holding
Ronak's
you. It was
holding
so
me.
sweet.
Yeah, my best man, Ronak, he's holding my back. Like, oh, it's all good. It's
He's
all
like
good.
rubbing your back. He's like, it's all right, man.
John, our officiant and pastor, he was
He was amazing.
he was holding me at the moment.
Yeah.
Guys, I was crying. Okay, I was already crying.
I still remember that. I know like that whole day is kind of a blur, but out of the whole day, I specifically remember that, and I wanted to remember that so bad because it's such an important moment.
Yeah, and Hallie's not even there yet. Okay, so now
I'm not there yet.
Now I'm going to talk about Hallie coming out, and then Hallie's going to talk about her coming out the door and her experience. So
Yeah.
first, she walks out, and at that moment, I don't remember anything.
The song
So I'm so
plays.
sorry, Hallie. I don't remember you walking down the aisle. All I remember is you stepping out that door. I'm crying to the point of no turning back. I cannot turn back at this point. So I'm crying, and everybody stands up, looks at you, and all of a sudden, I wake up out of this trance, and Hallie's standing in front of me. We're holding hands, and I'm at this point, there's so much snot dripping out of my nose, and Hallie pulls out her handkerchief. This is all I remember. This is the first moment I remember after Hallie walking down the aisle is Hallie pulls out her handkerchief and puts it on my nose.
I keep dabbing his nose because he's snotty, he's crying.
Yeah,
I was doing his
so-
eyes. I was pushing his glasses up because we were all so sweaty. It was hot.
That is all I remember. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie. That's it. So Hallie, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Talk about what you remember.
Well, I remember oh my gosh, we were in this little room right before we were about to walk out. It was me and all my bridesmaids. My parents were there. Your parents were there. I just remember your parents were looking at me and they were laughing, and I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. And your dad was like, why? Which, like, if you know Saketu's dad, that's just something that he would say, and it's so funny. And he's like, why? Why? And I'm like, I don't know. Oh my God. I don't even know what I said, but I remember that very clearly. And I remember everybody walks out, and then they shut the door, and it's just my dad and I there, right? That's a pretty real moment. My dad was emotional. I was emotional. And they opened the door. So, like, if you see in our video, it's like the crowds, and like on this side behind all these chairs is like a door that my dad and I come out of. And so we get to the front of the back of the aisle, but in the middle, we stop for just a second so that, like, my dress, I had a really long train so that somebody could fix my dress so that it's not all wonky when I'm walking. And I remember seeing Saketu. He just is like instantly, I mean, he was already crying, but he was crying a lot, and I remember it really well. And I don't remember anybody on the sides of me. I just remember my dad and I walking, and you were there, and yeah, and then, I don't know, I got up on our little stage thing, and I gave my flowers to Alyssa, my maid of honor, and then I took your hands, and we did the ceremony.
That's crazy.
And then,
so,
yeah.
after all that, we're going through the ceremony, John's speaking and saying everything he needed to say, and then he tells us to look out.
Aw.
Okay? So he said,
I love that.
he said, look out. These are the people that love you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, this is it. I just stopped crying, John. Why'd you have to say this?
Yeah.
And then I look out and I'm like already teared
Yeah,
up.
it's like our whole family, and it's like, he's like, these are the people that are here that love you and support you and that are going to hold you accountable in your marriage, and they're happy to be here with you today to celebrate. So that was pretty sweet.
So we're tearing up already again. And then we turn to each other, say our vows, put a ring on. We put a ring on it.
We put a ring on it. That was the first time SK2 actually wore his wedding ring. It was pretty awesome.
It was great. And so we do all these things. It was a very special moment. And now it's time for the kiss.
Kiss! Yeah. I remember. We kissed and then got my flowers back, and he said, Mr. and Mrs. Or he's in the video, you can see, he says, it's time to kiss your bride. It's cute. And then we kissed, and then we got so excited, everybody cheered, and then he said, our song started, we played September, so do you remember that song? And it was just lit. It was a good moment.
It was like, after that.
It was so cool. We're like, oh my God, we're married.
Think about it. Like, after that moment, my numbness was gone. I was back to normal.
Yeah. It was
like
just that
everything
point.
just dropped. Like all the weight that was on us, all of a sudden gone.
Yeah.
Even though we had a lot going on.
A lot
like,
left.
We had a lot left. We still had the reception. We had a lot
But
left.
that was just so nerve-wracking, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember during the ceremony, I would look at SK2, I think like 3 times, and I said, we're married! And I looked so excited.
So, overall, we walk out, we go into the groom's suite, which is where everybody gathered who was part of the wedding.
And everyone's just decompressing, like, wow.
And yeah, so we got done with that. We started taking our family photos, our couple photos, and all
Party
that.
photos. Yeah.
Shout out Heidi. She took some amazing photos. And
Then the reception.
then the reception. Okay, let's start with the reception, everyone.
Yeah, so really what happened, we had everybody walk in with their, like, people, like our one groomsman, one bridesmaid. They walked in together. They did a cute little thing. They had their own little thing that
Who's
they
our
came up
DJ?
with. Amon Tucker.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
One of the best
Shout
DJs.
out. We had literally, like, we had the best vendors at our wedding. We had the best venue. Everybody to be there. He is such a hype DJ. That was something that I was really concerned about. I wanted somebody that I knew was going to bring the party element. And
Oh, he brought
that
the
was
party.
him. Oh my gosh, he so did. It
So-
was so amazing. Like a hype man.
Yeah,
That's
it was
what you
great.
need.
They all walked into, I think we also walked, Hand Clap, the song.
They walked into at the hotel.
Oh, Hotel Motel. Heck yeah. Oh, you
That was
can't. That was a
fun.
great song. And then we walked into Hand Clap, and it was a great song. It was great. I loved it.
I love that.
And
We were
then-
just in party mode.
And then after that, we sit down, we eat. We never
Yeah, we
ate
didn't
any
eat.
food, actually. So
Yeah. Didn't feel like it. Didn't really have time.
yeah, we didn't eat. And so we went around, greeted everybody, and then we went back out to
Yeah.
take some photos.
Golden hour.
Golden hour photos. They were great, amazing time. It was so hot still, guys. I forgot to tell you. Even at the ceremony, it was like 90 degrees.
No, it was like 85,
Okay.
80, 45.
It felt
But,
like 90
if
degrees.
The
It
sun
was
is like
so hot.
on you. You're already hot because you're nervous. So there was a lot going on. So yeah, like Skate said, we took our photos. We come back in. And then we have our first dance, which
Yes.
my brother played acoustically on his guitar. And we had
What's the song?
Cigarette Daydreams by Cage the Elephant. That's our special song.
I love that song
We've
so
loved that
much.
song for years. It's a very special song for us. And so that was our first dance. My brother played on his guitar. And so we actually had a live band at our wedding too. So that was awesome. That was so cool. People loved it so much.
What's their name? Almost Friday.
Well, Almost Friday.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Such a good.
So,
It was great. It was
so
great.
the cool thing about that is Josh, who sings in their band, actually has his own like legit band that he sings in. He's
Yeah.
amazing. So he
Great
sang.
singer.
Well, my brother played the guitar for our first dance, and then after that is when the live band started. So we took everybody out to where our ceremony was. All the chairs, everything was gone. So like all the music equipment, everything was set up, and they played like 7 songs.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
great.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
imagine first of all,
It's
I've never
literally a
been to a
concert.
wedding that had a live band. So this
Yeah.
was the first time me doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great. It was so fun because not only did the kids love it, the kids absolutely danced their hearts out. The little kids that were there.
yeah, they loved
but
it. Tired 'em
every
out.
single person, because there's some of the songs that were being played were some of them were older. So a lot of the older people that were there were like reliving their
jamming.
childhood.
Yeah. So it connected everybody, which was really neat to see.
Yeah, it was
and
super
then
cool.
Katie and I obviously had a great time because we knew we picked the songs pretty much, and I mean, it was just so cool, you know, like we just had a big party with everyone and people were lifting us in the air and like it was just, I mean, it was so cool. It was so cool.
And then after that, we went back in for the DJ to play some more music and we danced some more.
A lot more.
Yeah, that was
pretty awesome.
That was pretty lit as well.
And my dad and I, so we had choreographed a dance for us too, so we did that. We didn't want it to be one of those sappy ones, which I know people are into that and that's great, but I didn't want it to be sappy. I wanted it to be like an upbeat kind of song, and so we danced to a Frank Sinatra song, Just the Way You Look Tonight, that one. And so we did that one. And people were really impressed. You know, I didn't think we put like a ton of effort into choreographing it.
It was great.
People love it, you know, when you like make something look or make something really special. So that was cool. And then after that, then we danced so much
Yeah, it was
until
crazy.
our send off.
10 o'clock hits. Guess what, guys? It's not over yet. 10 o'clock hits. We got to go to get Hallie's henna done for the next day. So we get to this henna location, which is her parents' house, at 10:30, okay?
Yeah, we get sent off from our wedding. Then immediately I go home to my parents, which that's
And
where we were.
This takes about 50 minutes, so 11:20 hits around and comes around, and it's like crazy, okay? It's 11:20. We got to drive home. Guys, we're married. We're going home for the first time together. This is crazy, okay? I'm already like freaking out. And guess what? Before we even get in the car, so Hallie has henna on her hands, and she forgets that she has henna on her hands. So she grabs she goes for the seatbelt. And so she smudges all her henna and immediately starts crying. I was like, oh no. This is the marriage has already started, right? Like we already,
Well, it was
like
just
how
the
am I
stre-
going
it was
to help?
it was just the stress of the whole day, like piled up onto me. And I just couldn't help it. It like smudged. I mean, it wasn't like too bad, but you know, I was leaving my dogs. I love my dogs. I was
Yes.
leaving them with all that emotion the whole day. And the smell of henna was making me nauseous when I hadn't eaten any food. And just like that whole experience, I burst into tears.
So I tried my best to be like, it's okay, doesn't matter. It's not like anybody's going to notice. We drive home. We get there. We get ready for bed.
Here for the first time.
Yeah, we're here in this house that we are recording this podcast in.
Yeah.
And
We didn't have Sylvie yet either.
we didn't have a cat. We didn't have anything. We had nothing like really that set up yet. So
Yeah.
so we were upstairs. We were getting ready for bed. We actually watched the wedding episode of The Office. And as we were doing that, I was feeding Hallie some snacks
Because my hands were still dry. I'm like this, you guys.
So she's still drying with her hands, and she's just sleeping like that. And so after all of this, we wake up the next day. We had exactly 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
4
I have a
hours.
Snapchat of me brushing my teeth at 5 a.m.
So yeah, we have to get up at 5 a.m. to get ready for the Indian ceremony, the Indian ceremony.
That started at what time?
What the Indian ceremony started at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That's when it started, but we had to do the what's it called? We had to do the Bharat, which is like the groom coming in a parade.
Like at 8.
At 8. So yeah, it was early. It was an early morning. But
Yeah.
before we start talking about that, I think we did a pretty good job explaining the second day, which was the first wedding. And I want to go into our second thing, which is a would you rather game.
Yep. Okay.
All right,
I'm
here we
ready.
go.
I'm ready. I'm
So
ready.
hopefully you guys are liking these little breaks. I think it's a good thing to get a break in.
Yeah.
Every few
we
minutes
can break
or
it up
so.
a little bit, and so we're gonna have a lot to talk about, obviously, with the next wedding. So it's a good way to break it up.
I don't know, a lot to talk about in the next one.
Yeah.
All right. So, would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great great grandchildren?
Ooh.
And please, people in the audience, if you are
Yeah,
on
let
YouTube,
us
make sure
know.
you comment, just comment all the trivia questions if you got them right or not, and
Yeah.
or also these would you rather ones. Make sure you comment and tell us what you think, and maybe we'll mention you next time.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd rather go into the past.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people
100%.
that have had an influence on people before me, and I'd like to meet them.
I'm not going to be around great grandchildren, so I don't care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know my past and where they came from. So that's what I would want to know. All right.
This is my stand goal.
This is a
Don't mind
great question. This next one's a great question. So, would you rather have more time or more money?
See, money can come back, but time doesn't. So I would say more time.
I would say,
Don't say more money. I know that's what you want to say.
listen. Having more time. What does that mean? Like us not like having more time in the day, because that's not possible.
Like in your life.
Like
you live
living longer?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Did I get
then.
my stand
So
goal?
if I
Yes, I think I did. Yes, I got my stand goal, everyone. Okay.
So I would say, would you rather have more time or more money? I would rather have more time because that would give me opportunity to make more money. Boom.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's actually a good way to put it. I like that answer. I like
Yeah.
that answer a lot. That's good.
Okay, so this is I like this question as well. Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or your funeral?
Well, that's kind of a really deep and dark question.
I like it.
Didn't know we were going to get into that.
Talks about weddings.
Yeah, so it technically pertains to this. I don't know. I'm going to be dead at my funeral. I'm alive at my wedding. Obviously, I want to leave an impact on people so that they want to show up to my funeral, but at the same time, in the moment when I'm actually going to be present, I would say wedding.
100% wedding for me as well.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
makes more sense. You know, I want to celebrate with the people, you know?
I want to celebrate with the people too. Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
This is, would you rather stop war or end world hunger? I feel like stopping war would end world hunger. Not really, but you'd get closer to it.
I would say stop war.
Yeah, I'd want to stop war. The last question. When you're old, would you rather die before or after your spouse?
I want to die before. That's why I feed Sakei a lot of healthy things so that he can live longer than me, because I don't want to die. It's funny that you asked that because we literally say this all the time. I'm dying before. I'm
That's
dying
fine.
before.
That's not going to, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I feed
everybody.
Sakei blueberries because blueberries are really good.
She's literally feeding me to keep me alive.
All right. I hope that answers that question.
All right, everybody, we're back. We are back to the third day, which is the Indian wedding day
Whoop, whoop.
and reception. This
Yes.
is a big day.
It's a big old day. Yeah.
All right, let's get started. We start in the morning at 5 a.m. Hallie goes and gets ready. What'd you do to get ready?
Like, okay, so I brush my teeth. Do
Mm-hmm.
you mean that getting ready?
No, I'm talking about like getting ready, like putting your dress on and.
I don't even remember. What did I wear? I literally don't remember. I just remember I brushed my teeth and then we were at Sakei's parents' house.
Who helped you get ready?
All of your sisters and your cousin and your mom.
Yes.
And then we had somebody who came to do my hair and makeup. My henna was done, so I had to wash all the crusty bits off my hands so it looked good, except for that one smudge part. We don't talk about that. So, yeah, it's like I blinked and then I was ready, and I have a video of everybody making me feel like a princess. That was so it was so neat because and same with like the wedding the day before too. It's like I'd had these dresses and jewelry outfits, whatever, for so long, and I was finally getting to wear them. It was just such a full circle moment that it was just amazing. So, like I blinked, I got ready, and then I don't know where you went during that time, but you were ready too.
I was upstairs.
Oh.
She was downstairs. I was upstairs at my parents' house. We were getting ready. And then we drove to the wedding together.
Yeah, we're like, well, I guess we don't have anyone to take us. Let's drive together. Everybody else is busy.
In my brother-in-law's Model S. Oh
Yeah.
my God. It was so fun to drive
We
that
rolled
around
up.
for a day.
The married couple rolled up to a wedding, or their own wedding. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
the
In a
married
Tesla.
couple.
Yep.
Rolled up to their own wedding.
So we got
crazy.
to the venue. Then, like, our party and our family started arriving, then friends. And then the first big event of the day was
Bharat, which is where the groom comes in a parade. And before anybody got there, guess who got there first, everyone?
who?
The horse. The
Oh, yeah.
horse was there ready to go. I'm riding a
K2
horse,
is going to be
baby.
on a horse.
This is the first time of me being on a horse.
That horse was not happy that
It
day.
was not happy. And just wait till the smoke bombs went off. Oh my God, that thing was going crazy.
I didn't know if Saketu was gonna make it through. Oh my gosh, that was
I was
funny.
on a rabbit horse for sure.
And so, basically, Saketu comes in on a horse. There are a couple hundred people outside, you know, and well, so I'm inside. I'm not allowed to be outside technically. So I was literally sitting in there in my wedding dress like this. I was reading the pamphlet of the English translation of everything that's going to happen during our wedding, and I was like, oh, awesome. This is great.
Hallie's reading about what's even going to happen the day that she's getting married.
I was sitting inside
Again.
alone. It was so lonely.
Yeah.
And then
Anyways,
you guys felt bad enough for me. You're like, you can come out.
come outside. Come
And so
on.
we danced together. There was a bunch of loud music. We were going at it. There were smoke bombs. There was this horse. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then towards the end of all of that, can you describe the little
Yeah,
flowing of
so technically the groom is coming into the bride's house. So we are riding in, and the first thing that we do is do the they call them it's like the flower necklace that they put
Like
on
a
each
garland,
other.
kind of?
Yeah, it's a garland. Yeah, so the flower gets put on, and technically whoever puts it on first is the man of the house, right?
like the leader of
the
the house.
leader of the house. Yeah. So
Who wears the pants?
so Hallie goes in and freaking just puts it on me first. She's just going at it.
I didn't
Yeah,
give him a chance.
she didn't give me a chance. So we're both up on chairs, right?
Oh, and I was falling off my chair, too.
She puts it on me first. So I guess she is the leader of the house. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but I guess it makes sense. But anyways, that happens.
Yeah.
Hallie's parents walk me into the venue, and we get started on this 2-hour long ceremony, which was a lot.
Whew, yes, it was. So then, I guess, everybody gets situated. There's family up on the stage, so it's not just Saketu and I, which is a big difference compared to the day before. So it's a lot more family oriented because they have certain things that they have to do during the ceremony.
Well, Hallie's not even there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there. So they're all getting situated on stage, and then music starts playing. I come out with my brother and his wife, and they're walking me down the aisle, essentially.
Yep.
And so, take your shoes off, get up on the stage, and then there's a little curtain, not a curtain, but like a little cloth that his
Yeah.
cousins are holding between us. So we hold hands, and I start tickling Saketu's hand because I wanted him to laugh a little bit. And so, yeah, that was there. And then, it's like a special moment. I guess I can't think of the right wording. Special moment when the cloth drops and the bride and groom see each other, because Saketu didn't technically see me walking down the aisle. He wasn't supposed to look.
Yeah.
So then, we hold hands and we see each other and we're like, oh, hi. Good, nice to see you here.
Yes, and it was pretty cool just to see everyone on Hallie's side of the family also be so interested in our culture. It was really cool. They were all
they
wearing
loved it.
Indian garments, and it was cool to see how they thought everything was so interesting. This was their first time
Yeah.
at an Indian wedding, right? So just like my parents' first time at an American wedding, this was their first time at an Indian wedding. So it's
Yep.
cool to just show them everything. And at an Indian wedding, it's not like everybody's just sitting there and watching everything happen. It's a 2-hour ceremony.
Yeah.
People are getting breakfast. People are getting lunch. And
It's so much more laid back.
everybody's talking.
Yeah.
Like not everybody's not being quiet during the ceremony. So it was cool to see everybody's reactions and also conversations that were going on. Like I know that a lot of my
Yeah.
family were explaining things to parts of Hallie's family, parts of my friends that were there, and just to show like, oh, this is what's going on right now. So that's what was happening during the ceremony. Everything happens. We make our 4 rounds or 7 rounds around the fire, and then we are
People
officially
kept
married.
unlighting the fire,
Oh, yeah.
might I add. So it took a lot longer. But we were going through the ceremony and everything was great. Like you said, people were explaining to others who didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 hours went by.
So after those 2 hours, we have lunch. Amazing lunch.
Oh, we finally
Great.
ate.
This was the first time we actually ate
Yeah.
in like
yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
So after that, we get a 4-hour break for them to flip the whole venue because
Yeah.
this venue is actually
Wow, you're burping?
Excuse me.
Oh.
This whole venue is going to be the same venue for the reception. So they had to flip the whole thing to be a reception.
Yeah.
And so we go home. Hallie takes a 3-hour nap in my childhood
I took a
bed.
fat nap. Oh my gosh. I felt rejuvenated when I woke up.
Me and some of the groomsmen and the bridesmaids are all on the couch downstairs at my parents' house taking a nap. Like we just slept the whole time. And after that, we go back, we get ready first for the reception. So Hallie, how many dresses have you had on at this point?
Well, so I had my ceremony dress was, oh my gosh, it was beautiful, but it was like 15 pounds. All right. So that was a lot to carry. And so I had to have a completely different look basically for the reception. So I had another dress, I had another hairstyle. My makeup was the same. And shout out K2's sisters, cousin, and
Twinkle.
yeah, Twinkle, and then Arushi as well. She, oh my gosh, she helped so much. So my hair had been in a tight bun all that morning. And then for the reception, I wanted a party look, so it was in a fishtail braid, and it was cute. So that was that. At that point, I was like, yeah, let's get her done. Let's do this thing. But like, I think it's just important to note how big of a difference the first and the second day were, because we were so uptight that first day. This second day, we had no schedule. We did have a schedule, but it was loose, and like people were relaxed. It was so much more, or so much less intimidating than the first day.
That's how we felt, at least.
Yeah,
the people who organized this, which is all my brother-in-laws and all my sisters and some of their friends, shout out to them because it wouldn't be possible without them. But they were stressed out the entire time. After the wedding was over, they talked to me about how stressed they were. Yeah. And I was like, I was just chilling, relaxing. Everything was going perfectly smooth. But then I didn't realize that they were like...
all the work that went into both of them.
Absolutely going crazy on the work. Yeah, on Hallie's side, it was Hallie and her mom that did everything.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. It was a lot. So, like, the 2 weddings plus building this house, I didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah, so it was a lot, but thanks to everybody who actually made it happen.
Yeah.
Did not think that it was going to be as smooth as it went.
Yeah, both days went incredibly well.
So we get to the reception. It looks amazing. It doesn't even look like the same place because...
No, they flipped it. Decorations, everything. Stage was different. It was beautiful.
And we go in, and I'm already like chillax. Like, it's all good. Like, in the hood, I'm good.
Yeah, so I had a different dress on, and it was this... So earlier in the day, I had a red maroon wedding dress on, which is typically the color that what Indian wedding dresses are. And you had your outfit on as well, so we matched. And then later that night, I had an evening color on, so it was a navy color. And then you had a navy suit.
Yeah.
So we were wearing completely different outfits.
Yeah. So
looks completely different.
So we go in, and before everything starts, we actually get introduced into the venue. And during this, all the groomsmen and bridesmaids and my family, we all get introduced, and then it's me and Hallie that come in at the end. We come into Kala Chasma, which is like black glasses. Like, it's a song called like sunglasses. I don't know. And it is so like, I don't remember this moment because it was so...
There's so much happening.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people.
Everybody's there. Our whole family's on the stage. All my sisters, all our friends, everybody's on the stage already. And we start giving some speeches. So my brother-in-law gives a speech. I give a little bit of a speech where I start crying. I don't know why I start crying, but
it was just a lot. It was a big buildup.
And so it was overwhelming. I was really chill, but then when that started happening,
all eyes were on you.
All eyes were on me. So it was a lot. So that happens, and then my family organized a bunch of dances that were going on. So I had one of my cousins who danced, and then my sisters danced with Hallie. Yeah. And then my brother-in-laws and sisters had their own dance.
And then you had your own dance with the groomsmen.
I had my own
your
dance.
Brothers. Yeah.
So it was a really fun time. I felt like it was just cool to entertain everybody that was there.
It was like a whole production.
It was great. It was awesome.
Amazing.
If you're interested in watching those, they're all on YouTube.
They
it's pretty good. Just letting you know. But it was a good time. And right after that, man, we Hallie, overall, when you started dancing, do you think you were nervous?
Well, I don't know. We were sitting in these chairs watching these dances happen. And so, like, his sisters were getting up to dance and they were all facing the other way. And I just slowly get up out of my chair. And at that moment, I was like, oh, I'm doing it. And then it's like when I started dancing, I started smiling and laughing and having a good time. And I've gotten a lot of compliments still to this day about how
Look at
good
that.
my dance was.
Look at that. Yeah, she did a great
So
job.
I enjoyed every second of it.
I didn't do such a great job, but it was all right. You know, it was
Saketu,
okay.
literally, Saketu's the star of the dance. He put his heart and soul into it, and you can tell. And I love it. I was cheering you on so much. I was singing the song as you were going. It was a good time.
It was all right. She's just being nice.
He was amazing.
But after all this happens, everybody, it is starting to get a little hot. You know, we had great food, by the way.
Yeah, we had
was
food right after.
Absolutely amazing. That's when we had some food. And then it was starting to get a little hot. I was like, Hallie, don't you think it's getting a little hot? I was starting to sweat a little bit. And
I was already sweating.
the dance floor starts to open up. So we get on
Ooh.
to the dance floor and everybody gets onto this. Okay. I have never seen so many people on dance floor in my entire life. Okay.
Well, and I'm a firm believer too that, everybody's going to go where the bride and groom goes. Kate and I are there to party. Everybody followed us and we stayed on that dance floor. We did not leave. We didn't leave for water. We didn't leave for food. We didn't care. This was our last wedding. We got two. This was our last one. We got to have a great time.
Yeah. So it was lit, guys. I didn't have, like, it was to the point where I didn't have a shirt on.
Yes.
Because it was
Everyone
so
was taking
hot.
their clothes off. It was crazy.
So I remember seeing this.
Oh.
The temperature was set to like 61.
Yeah.
But the temperature on the little thermostat showed like 96 or something.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it just the place would not cool down.
I mean, people were just so going at it,
So when we went
it brought the
outside-
temperature so way up.
yeah, so when we went outside, it was actually colder outside.
It was like 80.
And it was 80 degrees out there. So it was, it was
Yeah.
just a trip, let me tell you. But overall, one of the best experiences I've ever had. Will always remember this wedding celebration.
Yeah.
3 days of amazingness.
I know. And how many people are lucky enough to say that, oh, yeah, we had 2 weddings. We had 3 whole days to celebrate us. I mean,
It was
amazing.
insane.
We have the best friends and family who were willing to go through all of this
All
with
the
us,
stress,
for us, all the stress,
all
all
the
the planning,
money.
all the money.
Oh
Oh,
my-
my gosh.
That was, I can't imagine. I can't imagine because I know how much it was, but it was a
Yes.
lot. And so, very grateful for everybody involved and everybody who got to help us.
So, what was your favorite part of all of those days?
I would have to say my favorite part was right after the very end where we went to go get Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite part. After the reception on the last day, it was 11 o'clock at night, 11:30,
Yeah.
and me and Hallie are driving home, and we stopped to get some Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That was the best. Because right at that
Oh, yeah.
moment, we were like, we're done. We're about to go on our honeymoon tomorrow. And
It didn't feel
everything
real.
was just surreal. Like, everything was over. Hallie was like crying because she was so happy. I've never seen Hallie cry so much for being happy. She was just so overwhelmed
Yeah.
about how everything went and how everything was so smooth and great
gosh, it
and
was
how
so perfect.
everybody had such a great time.
Yeah.
And couldn't have been better. So that last moment of us going to Taco Bell, celebrating the amazingness that just happened, I think was my favorite moment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that too. I'll always remember that. And I remember people looked at me like, why are you crying? But I just was like, you guys, if you haven't been married, you'll understand how much planning and work goes into this and how happy you're going to be when it all pays off. Not that it's over, I didn't want it to be over. And now I look back at it like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go back and do that again.
Yeah.
But it's like everything that goes into it, especially all the extra days that we had, it worked out so well. And I couldn't have asked that it went any better. So I was just so overwhelmed, happy, so many emotions. It's a lot of emotions that you go through in those 3 days. We were so lucky to have so many people that celebrated the two of us. We felt so special. And just, it was really amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What was your favorite part?
That's a good question. It's hard to pick because I have so many, but a core memory that I will always cherish is when the live band was playing Mr. Brightside.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a song that Skate and I love to dance to. I think everybody does, to be fair. And I was just dancing, and then all of a sudden I'm in the air, and Skate and I are like holding hands, and we were like screaming at each other the words. We were singing. That was amazing, like at the top of our lungs. I don't know what I sounded like to everybody else, but for that moment that we had together was so cool.
That was a good time.
This is amazing. Just all the dancing, all the connectedness that I felt from everybody at our wedding, and the connection that we shared is the best. Yeah.
Well, overall, it was the best 3 days of our lives, I think.
Yeah.
And
Easily.
I think we did a pretty good job at explaining those 3 days. So we want to take some time, move on to our last section, which is questions of the week. So it should be a great little section. Before we do that, I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm going to go pee. If you guys want to come along,
No.
come on along.
Okay, so we're going to do questions of the week. Some of these were so good that we want to make these into full-time episodes, like full-length episodes. So be sure to let us know in the comments what you actually want to hear out of these questions that I'm going to ask, what you want them, if you want them to be episodes. So I'm going to go ahead and start. What is it like balancing a 9-to-5 and a wedding business?
That's a great question. Who asked it?
The Ash.
The Ash. Look
Ushman.
at that.
He plays Fortnite with us. His username's The Ash.
This is a great question. It is very difficult. As you can see, we're doing this on the weekends. Because I travel, before I traveled, I used to be like 5 p.m., I'd be done with my 9-to-5, and I'd work on videos. Nowadays, I can't do that as often. So on the weekends, I spend literally the entire weekend just creating.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, I'll be editing the entire day and scheduling all my posts for the weekdays. So it's hard for sure. Like, I feel like there are moments where I'm like, oh, man, I wish I had just one weekend free.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now, to me, this is the time that I want to use. Because, I'm already 25. Like, I want to use this. I want to use this time to do as much as I can.
Yeah.
Especially in this social media content creation driven world. I know that me and Hallie can make it. All we got to do is just do it.
You got to grind it out. Yeah.
So.
And for me, like Saketu was saying, it's tough because, I start my day at 6, 7, 8 o'clock with work and sometimes don't finish till like 4 or 5, 6, whenever. And those are long days. And it's like when the day is done, especially with it being wintertime right now and the daylight's gone. Like you were talking about your videos, and like for my kitchen page, if I do a reel, I have to do it on the weekend because that's the only time that I can work during the day when there's daylight. I don't want to do it when they're pitch black. And with weddings, we only have time to edit on the weekends. And so I always try and communicate to my brides, like I have a full-time job. It's really hard for me I'm going to try and get these, photos done as quick as I can within, like a 3-4 week turnaround. But sometimes it can be so hard to find time. And it's like our lives are so hectic some weeks. And so really the only time that I have to edit is on the weekends. So next question. Did you guys break up in the beginning stage of your relationship? This is going to be a whole episode.
Yeah, this is a big topic.
Yeah.
Who asked the question?
William George 19.
William George 19. Thanks for asking the question. So yeah, we did. The main reason was in my head, I'm the one who broke up with Hallie. In my head, my parents at the time did not approve of any relationship whatsoever, especially someone who wasn't Indian at the time. Okay, so it was a big deal, and this happens to a lot of people that are Indian. I feel like this is just like a thing where your parents want you to have a relationship after you're done with college, and it's going to be with an Indian person. So that's just like the normal thing. So I just like, you know what? I don't want to waste Hallie's time. I'm going to break up with her. Thinking that I was in the right? But after I did that, I was so depressed. I had the worst, like my grades started going down in college, and I was like, this is not good. This is not how I should be living life. So I was lucky enough to catch her back because she was running away. She was gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, and again, this is something that I really want to turn into a full episode because it's really interesting. There's a lot to it, and I think people can learn a lot from it. But that was really hard. We did break up. I was still in high school. Saketu's a year older than me. I was still a senior in high school. He just started his freshman year of college. And yeah, that was a tough time for us. I mean, we eventually, obviously, we got back together because here we are. But it took a while, and it took a lot of time for that trust to be built back up, and it was tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
Yeah.
So
sure.
last question. This is a fun question. This is from Isabel. Thank you, Isabel, for asking. Favorite place you guys have traveled to or places you want to go in the future? I like this one.
Great question. So the favorite place that we've already traveled to. This is some place we go every single year, and it's Ormond Beach. It's my favorite place. It's in Florida. It's my favorite place ever to go with Hallie because it's like the one time we get to relax. Like there's nothing that we have to do besides go on the beach in the morning, and it is just the most beautiful place. I've never had a place that I've gone to that is so relaxing.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the best place we've been together, and the place that I want to go with Hallie the most would have to be Paris, France, or Italy with Hallie because that's where she wants to go so bad. So to have that experience with her would be awesome.
Yeah, to go somewhere in Europe with you is my dream. I want to do that so bad. Oh my gosh. That'd be so fun. So yeah, I definitely want to do that sometime in the future. Maybe potential anniversary trip. And then, I don't know, next coming years. We're not going to have time this year because we're going to India for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe another year. So yeah, those are all the questions I got. It's pretty good.
Awesome. Well,
continue asking.
Yeah, please continue asking. Please comment on this video, or if you're listening, just if you have time to go and comment on the YouTube channel, that'd be awesome. So anyways, overall, thank you guys for watching. Hallie, if you would like, close out the video/podcast.
Thank you guys for listening. Share with your friends, family, and fellow cha drinkers, and we will catch you next Monday at 12:30 Cha.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yep.